I was not prepared for how like my skin would come off like a snake. Welcome back to my channel. It's Taruri, also known as the Kenyan Vegan, and I hope January has been amazing for you so far. It's been a little crazy for me, to say the least. So much that I have planned for this year, so it's an exciting time for me. Anyway, so I'm making this video out of a request that I had from a friend of mine called Nemo. I think it was towards the end of last year, and it's basically about my skin and like my routine with it, what I do with it, because I had really horrible acne. So I mean, like, it started off you know, just like usual things when you're a teenager and with your hormones and everything. So when I was maybe like 14, 15, I had some acne, but it wasn't too bad. It was just like a few pimples here and there. But when I got to my 20s, oh my gosh, like, oh, it was horrible. It just seemed like it was getting worse and worse and worse with everything that I was trying. I mean, when it came to my routine with my skincare, I used to use just like, you know, a cleanser and sometimes a toner and a moisturizer, just like you're told you should be doing. But it just, like, it seemed like it wasn't working. So at first, like, I think I started out with something like Johnson & Johnson. They had this pH 5.5 range of products, and I used that, and it seemed to be really working for a while. But then my skin just went out of control, and it didn't matter what I tried. So I remember I got so desperate. We had a lady who was working for my mom, and she used to use this cream like from Italy, and it was, I don't even know what it was, but when I put it on my skin, it would, like, literally in maybe a week, and I'm not kidding, in a very short time, it had results. It felt like I was putting not even petroleum jelly, like, I don't know, like it felt like some kind of sealant. So I think it would just like block your pores so that nothing comes out. And the minute that I stopped using it for like a little while, I broke out again, and even worse this time. So I was like, I can't rely on something like that, because first of all, the fact that it was blocking my pores like that, and then such instant like results, I was like, nah. Another extreme thing that I did was I went to a chemist, and I got, what's this acid? Is it salicylic acid or something? And I would apply that. So the thing about it was, it would dry out my skin, and then like it would flake off. So it was like a gradual chemical peel, and they told me that that was going to happen. So I was prepared for it, but I was not prepared for how like my skin would come off like a snake. It literally became like wrinkly and dark, then it started flaking off. So now I had parts of my skin that were like my normal complexion and tone and texture, and then half my skin looked like I was burnt by something. It was so bad. I couldn't leave the house. I looked so scary. So I mean, even smiling, like my face would feel so tight, and like cracks would form. It was so crazy. After all that, when all the skin finally flaked off, the skin that was underneath still had pimples. And that's, I think, one of the turning points for me, because I was like, I can't with this anymore. I was in college, and I used to get an allowance of 7,000 shillings per month. And there were months where like 4,000 or 5,000 of that was just on facial products. It was really hard, because the face is something you can't hide. You know, it's like the first thing that people see. And yes, you can put makeup, but that makes things worse. And there's only so much you can do with makeup. It took a toll on how I felt about myself. I even remember there's a night me and my girl were getting ready to go out. We're at her house, and I had gotten a wig because, okay, first I thought it was cute, but also it would cover a lot of my face, so that now what people would see is maybe like my eyes and my lips, and, you know, not so much of my face. And we're getting ready, and I was looking at her, and she was just gorgeous with her skin and glowing and everything, and I burst into tears, and I was just like, I feel so ugly. And that's how I felt. For a long time, I felt really ugly. I went through this spiritual awakening, and I was like, I can't be deriving my sense of worth from my skin. It's gonna change. It's probably going to wrinkle when I get older. You know, I may get acne again. I went within myself and I discovered my sense of self and my sense of self-worth from within. So I ditched everything. But you know, when I was thinking about making this video, I was like, okay, so I'm not going to have a tea. This is the method that I used so that my skin started looking amazing. I don't have like a set method of this is what you should do to clear your acne. All I can say is what worked for me, and it's so ridiculously simple. It wasn't anything really special that I did, honestly. The very, very, very first thing that I did was I ditched all chemicals in terms of what I put on my skin. Our skin is the biggest organ that we have, and if that's true, then why am I putting things on my skin that I wouldn't put on my actual organs, you know? Or like, if it's not something that I can ingest, even if it doesn't taste good, if it's not something that I can ingest without some serious health consequences, then why would I put that on my skin? Because our skin absorbs everything. And then the next thing that I did was I developed self-love for myself. And I just decided that I was going to be okay. And not only that, I decided that I was going to love myself no matter how I looked. It was hard at first. Oh God, it was so difficult. It took a while, it took a lot for me to get there, but I got there, and I just allowed myself to meet the world with my face as it is. And then as I started looking into some natural ways of healing skin, and that was going to be my focus, because I knew that I had done so much damage on my skin with all the products that I'd been using. So I started with this thing called oil cleansing, where you basically like put some oil on your skin, and you take a cloth that has been dipped in like warm to hot water, and then you place it like it steams stuff out of your skin, and with the oil it's able to pull out all the toxins from your skin. So that's the first thing that I did, and I used to do it almost every other day. And then after that, when I started like noticing that my skin was getting better, because another thing that I never wanted was my skin to have to rely on a particular kind of beauty regimen or a particular kind of routine to be okay. I just started using water after that. Like literally just in the morning I wake up and I wash my face with water. I'm going to show you what my routine is like later on in the video. Once a week I would do just a very simple scrub, and then sometimes, like just when I felt like it, I'd use natural things like either turmeric or aloe vera. Like I would slice it open and just like apply the gel to my skin. That's also really good after you've been in the sun. And I did what else? Oats. Sometimes I'd put an oat mask, just like have oats soaking in hot water, and then take it like when it's a bit pasty, and then put it on my skin, and then rinse it off after like 10 minutes. And I let it go. I just let this whole thing go. I stopped worrying about it. And I noticed that when I would worry about my skin, it would get worse. Like then I just have things popping up, you know. But when I just let it go, and I was just like, you know what, fuck it, this is how I look, whatever. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. And if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel also, so that you know when I post new videos. And if you have any questions, anything at all, comment down below and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you so much, guys, and I wish you so much love and a beautiful day wherever you are. Bye. This is what I usually do on most days. I have a washcloth that I've dipped in warm water, and I just like squeeze all the water out, and then I just wipe my face. And that's it. I used to do this a lot when my acne was really bad, at least once a week. But as my skin started getting better, I do it less and less, and I would just do it when I feel like my skin needs it. It's very simple, like a really small amount of coconut oil, and then I just like kind of add like a sprinkle of bicarbonate of soda, and I mix that up in my hand. And you want to have like this grainy kind of consistency. I mean, if you've used a scrub, then you know what I mean. And then I'd like just rub it into my skin. Don't forget to also get the neck. Everything we do to the face, we also do to the neck. And then rinse with warm water. All rinsed, and that's that. And then I just kind of let my skin air dry instead of like dabbing it with anything. I don't know why I've always felt like that's just a little better. That's basically it. So simple. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Oh.